Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to another Marvel vs. System 2-player card game. This is for the Cosmic Powers Story Arc, Volume 5, Issue Number 9, The Future Foundation. So in the first set of Cosmic Power, we had the Fractured Family. We go in the Fantastic Four in the midst of the Civil War, split apart in the pro and anti-registration factions. We got some cool Fantastic Four cards. Then the second set, we jumped into Frightful Foes, where we got some of their most fearsome competitors. We actually moved into the Secret Wars storyline. We got God Emperor Doom and some other cool characters and deck building options in there. This time we're jumping to the Future Foundations. This is a time that after they disbanded the Fantastic Four and they decided to dedicate themselves to kind of just being scientists. So the Future Foundation is a collection of brilliant scientists banded together for the sake of better, safer universe. Ant-Man, She-Hulk, and Medusa use their powers to defeat their enemies to keep friends out of harm's way. So why do we mention those characters? Because when the Fantastic Four jumped in to become the Future Foundation, we're kind of going away from the crime fighting, the superhero-ness, and just wanted to be scientists and learning and doing all that stuff. Some of the other, side Fantastic Fours or reserve members jumped up and kind of took their place. So there was still a Fantastic Four team. And that's kind of the focus on some of the set, is a mixture between those two things. So we're getting more Fantastic Four members, but not necessarily the traditional core four: Human Torch, Invisible Woman, Thing, and Mr. Fantastic. So let's jump right into this. We're going to start with Ant-Man. Which Ant-Man is this? I think, I might be wrong, but I think this is Scott Lang. I know it's not Hank Pym, but I'm not for sure if it's Scott Lang or not. But we have Ant-Man's main character. He does have the asterisk around him, so he is a alternate version. Says Shrink. When Ant-Man is attacked for the first time each turn, you may cancel the combat. Left in charge for 4 minutes. Characters named Human Torch, Invisible Woman, Mr. Fantastic, and Thing can't appear on your side. That's kind of cool. So you're going to build a Fantastic Four deck with just Ant-Man. You can't have the traditional Fantastic Four characters. Again, makes your this whole thing, I think, with this entire Cosmic Power set is you're making very interesting deck building options. Level up 1. Start with your 4th turn. During your build phase, you may reveal your hand. You reveal a Human Torch, Invisible Woman, Mr. Fantastic, and Thing. Put all the characters' name into your hand on the bottom of your deck, then draw that many cards, shuffle your deck, and Ant-Man gains 1 XP. Cool. So they can be in your deck. They just can't appear on your side. And then by your 4th turn, if you find all 4 of them at the same time, put them on with those names in your hand on the bottom of your deck and draw that many cards and shuffle your deck. Interesting. So then he upgrades. He has the Fantastic Four. Your characters on your side have Shrink. That's cool. The Fantastic Four are missing. Can't appear on your side until they return. The Fantastic Four return. Starting your 8th turn, once per game during your build phase, if Human Torch, Invisible Woman, Mr. Fantastic, and a Thing are in your hand, you may put them on your side. Very interesting. So yeah, you have to, let's see how this, you have a little thing here. If you reveal at least one of them, you will put all characters and name from your hand on the bottom of your deck. As your 5th turn, so you have 1 Invisible One, 2 Mr. Fantastic, 3 Things, and Killing Card, 1 of which is Invisible Boy, aka Human Torch. Reveal your hand, put all 8 of those cards at the bottom of your deck, and you draw 8 cards. Fantastic Four missing effect goes away once the Fantastic Four returns happens. So after you can have individual Human Torch and Woman, etc. appear on your side. So kind of interesting. So yeah, they can't be played. So yeah, it's a very interesting deck option, right? Just kind of playing, you can't use the Fantastic Four, and then you have to get them. Cool. Alright, then we have Jennifer Walters, aka the She-Hulk, seriously injured. She-Hulk starts the game with 2 wounds. Gamma irradiated blood transfusion. Level up 2. At the start of your main phase, Jennifer may play 1 strength or reveal a Hulk character from in your hand. If she does, heal a wound from her side, she gains 1 XP. Interesting. Kind of odd though that they're showing like her She-Hulk form when it's supposed to be like her pre-transformation. But then when she levels up, she goes from 0 to 4 to 6/6 as Savage She-Hulk. Green, wound She-Hulk and character she could attack. Oh, that's cool. You wouldn't like them when they're angry. When She-Hulk or Hulk character on your side attacks, put a 1/1 counters on equal to the total of wounds on She-Hulk and Hulk characters on your side. That is neat. So like as she gets more damage, or the Hulk takes more damage, they're gonna do more and more stuff. And I don't know if there's probably not even a Hulk in this set because it wouldn't make sense for the Fantastic Four. But it also lends to the same thing as Cosmic Power set's been doing. It's been giving you reasons to like mix and matches with other sets from, which is really cool. Our next one is we have Submariner, aka Namor. So he's a Frightful, so he's actually one of the Fantastic Four villains. Angry. Submariner must be in your first attack each turn if able. It can be a team attack. Invade, because he's an invader. Submariner is attacking a back row character. It can't strike him. And join the Fantastic Four. When a Fantastic Four character appears on your side, Submariner gains 1 XP. Submariner levels up to the Fantastic Four Submariner. Cool. And of course, 4 because it's Fantastic Four. And then when he levels up, he gets 8/6. Comes a Fantastic Four character. Slightly less angry. Submariner must be in your first or second attack each turn. Still has Invade and Safeguard. Characters in Submariner's role without Safeguard can't be attacked. That's kind of a neat way to do it, right? He starts off as a bad guy, becomes a good guy. Interesting. Then we have this, which is really fun. I love this. We have Thor, who is the Herald of Galactus. So he became one of the Heralds for us. He becomes a bad guy. You pay 1 less to recruit Galactus supporting characters. The Energy of 5 Worlds. Level up 1. At the start of your main phase, if there are a location with 5 different names on your side, Thor gains 1 XP. And God Bless. When Thor levels up, he may stun enemy supporter, and enemy stun is a burden character. So you have 4 basic locations, right? And then you always have a special one. The 2 previous sets also added Earth and Space, which were available in previous sets, Monsters Unleashed and like the Alien and Predator sets. They might have been something else, but I know those are the 2 easier ones to get them from that I can think of. So technically there's 6 basic locations, and then you can have a bunch of the different special locations. So getting them up to having 5 takes a little bit of time, but there's a lot of different options. Then he levels up, we get Herald of Galactus 1 less recruit Galactus and Galactus Bomb. You may remove a Galactus character in your hand from the game. If you do, stun each enemy character. That's kind of cool. That's a neat little idea. Although we're getting heroes and villains for this set. It's the Future Foundation, but we're getting a little mixture of everything. We have Carnage, who has stars on him. Superior Carnage. When Carnage appears, put a 1/1 counter on him for each other fear or Frightful character on your side. Yes, Symbiosis. Can have and gain 1/1 counters while stunned. Oh, that's neat. Alright, so these are supporting characters. I didn't realize we jumped into them already, even though I read that. Alright, so supporting characters have 4 copies of each, unless stated otherwise. So why would we have Carnage if we didn't have Spider-Man? When he was part of the Fantastic Four. I think this is during Future Foundation, but that's a different costume. He has Dodge, can't be ranged attack, and Fantastic Suit. When Spider-Man gets powered up, he may create an invention. Oh, that's cool. You have to wait till you power him up, but now he has the ability to do inventions as a Fantastic Four character. Any other character that has the ability to do inventions is neat. So, if you're not familiar with inventions, basically you create a deck. Let's see if there's any in this set. Yeah, we do have one like this. So let's say Invention 1 on it. You put this into, you create a special deck. that has invention in it, then any character with invention, they create one, can create one that either has no team symbol or one from their team symbol. So it's nice that we get another character from the Fantastic Four. Others, I think for the most part, it was just Mr. Fantastic. So that's fun. We have the Ant-Man, chosen by Mr. Fantastic. You pay one less to recruit Ant-Man if Mr. Fantastic is on your side, or you reveal him in your hand. Shrink of Genius. When Ant-Man is attacked the first time each turn, you may cancel the combat, or Ant-Man may create an invention. Oh, that's neat. So he gets to create inventions too. Cool. We have Medusa when she was helping out, which is fun because she's also part of the Frightful Four at times. Chosen by Invisible Woman, you may pay one less to recruit Medusa. The Invisible is on your side or in your hand. Here she is. Choosing a character to be passive or turn immobile. This is kind of fun, right? Like, we got all these different Fantastic Four characters. They're like the alternate team. But if you have the other guys in your hands or on the field, then these substitutes, they're coming to play a little bit cheaper and kind of work with them. That's really neat. We have the Destroyer. Herald of Galactus. You pay one less to recruit Galactus supporting characters and infuse with Galactus' life energy. Tail will wounded supporting characters. Destroyer pays one less power. Symbol to use this power with Galactus' face up on your side. So these are also neat because I don't know if like talking too much about going back to the last set, but in the Frightful, we did have a level 3 Galactus that needed Heralds of Galactus, but there wasn't any in that box set. So it's cool that we're getting some in here. So if you just bought these 3 boxes together, this issue, or the story arc of the Fantastic Four, Frightful, and then the Future Foundation one here, you have a lot of cards that are going to work very well together. They can kind of almost make like enough to make like one big team. That's awesome. We have the She-Hulk, chosen by the Thing, one less to recruit. If you reveal Thing have them on your side or reveal them. Do I dare say it's clobbering time? She-Hulk gets +5 attacks and can't be stunned this combat. That's cool. So now I'm wondering who Human Torch adds in there. Then here's our other Medusa I just mentioned. I forgot she was in this set. Madame Medusa, aka Medusa, Frightful Forlock. When Madame Medusa appears, choosing an enemy character to become immobile until Madame Medusa leaves play. That's neat. We get both versions of her. We have Crystal, the Inhuman. We have the Elementalist. When Crystal appears, search your deck for a basic blue, yellow, green, or red location you don't already own. Put it into your resource, reveal it, and put it into your hand. That's neat. That way, like, there's a bunch of cards here that require those, so now having a card that will help you just find those is very good. We have Dragon Man. Fun, former villain, now ally. Pacifist Genius. At the end of your turn, if Dragon Man is ready, draw a card. We get Sandman. Frightful Forearms, another one of the regular Frightful Four. Main Sandman strikes up to 2 characters he could attack. And then finally we have Thor. So apparently Human Torch didn't get to pick someone to join that team. The Herald of Galactus, pay 1 less to recruit Galactus supporting characters. Herald of Thunder, main, put 1/1 counters on another character equal to its attack. He is 16/16 and he costs 9. That's awesome. Yeah, okay, so we have a couple other cards here. We have 1 copy of the Power Siphon Invention, so it has 1, so you only have 1 of them per deck. Attach Harness. When you equip Power Siphon, choose a face-up enemy supporting character. The equipped character gains that character's printed powers, and that character loses and can't gain powers. That's neat. You can steal somebody else's powers. This is a frightful power. So like it's kind of funny because we have 2 characters in here can do inventions. They're both Fantastic Four characters, and neither one of them can use this ability or these cards. Kind of fun. Anti-grav discs. Yeah, so there's some. We don't have Thundera. which like the only one that's not part of these sets. One the Wizard is either, but they might have been the original. This is plot twist. Frightful 4 put a 1/1 counter on up to 4 characters they have flying this turn. Cool. And then the very last card we have in here is a Secret Threat. This is a story mode card. So yeah, before we jump into what this does, if I can pick this rule sheet up. So it says, this is the latest this year's story mode card, introducing Crossover 3. But this time it's a boss battle story mode. A boss will play against a pair of teams through a series of 3 games called parts, with the same deck gaining advantage for each game to win. Whoever wins part 3 wins the story. Note, the boss battle cards were introduced in Crossover 3, and the previous issue, the Frightful Foes added 3 new bosses. It includes the rules for that game mode. So if you bought these 3 sets together, you can combine those bosses to this, or if you own previous ones from other sets, you can do them as well. Determine which player will be the boss there, player A. The other players are B and C, so it's a 1 versus 3 2-player game. Follow the setup instructions, secret threat. Story complexity from least to most complete. Tells you how to do that. And the boss battle rules with player A going first, unless the story mode card says otherwise. After each part is over, the follow directions for whoever wins which side. Cool. So I'm not going to get too much more of that, but that's some neat stuff. So we have work together to defeat a terrible foe. Player A secretly chooses a boss battle and builds the deck as that boss. That's neat though, because it's secret, so if they don't know, rather than usually be like, okay, we're fighting Doom, okay, we'll play these cards. This one you're fighting against, you don't know who they are. The only thing what it means is you might be able to break that one rule of you can't play the same characters against the other player has. Because like they might pick Doctor Doom and you might pick Doctor Doom. That'd be the only odd thing that might change. So part 1 is Undercover Boss. Player A wins. How dare you challenge me? You start play with a 10-card hand in each remaining part. So if the boss wins, you get that. If the other players win, now you know what you're up against. You start each with an 8-card hand in each remaining part. Then when you play game 2, which is part 2, so let's try this again. Player A wins. Swat them like flies. You get 1 extra turn after your first turn in part 3. If B and C win, you can do this. You both go first in part 3. Don't skip drawing on your first turns. Cool. So instead of the boss going first, the other players go first. And then part 3, the final battle. Player A wins, victory was never in doubt. If B and C win, you save the day. So it's very, very cool way to to have people essentially play multiple games. Lots of times when players do play games annual, they play the best of 3. And this is essentially what you're doing. Except you're going to play a full 3 games instead of possibly 2. But that's really neat to have that. So yeah, it says this is actually listed as story complexity. I list down here is a bunch of the different quests throughout the game. Has this listed as the most complex. And it's only the most complex because it's a boss battle as well. So not only do you have just player A, player B doing something against each other, is now you also have the fact that you have the boss battle rules intact as well. Yeah, it's really fun to keep adding little things like that. Like here's a full expansion that had bosses, boss battles, battle world, train, all this different cool stuff. And then, here's an expansion that adds one little extra thing that you don't own it. Great, that's fine. You don't have to use it. You don't have to play it. But if you do, you can go pick up these other sets that have a lot more. Yes, this is a really fun set. This is a really fun block. I kind of said this in one of the previous videos. I probably said this in several previous videos. It wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, this listed Future Foundation. It was really more of a combination of one set was Fantastic Four, one set was Frightful. This is a mixture of both. It did have that neat, I almost wish it was called something like Reserve Members, Because then it would have been like, oh, okay, we have reserve Fantastic Four members, we have reserve Frightful members. Okay, I got to like reserve Herald with Thor and stuff. That would have been kind of cool. Would have made a little bit more sense for theming. I did wish with Future Foundation it had focus on more of the Future Foundation characters. Like we did have Spider-Man in there, but they also had like it focused on not only Valeria and Franklin in there, but it also had Alex Powers is in there from the Power Pack. There's some Moltoids. Dragon Man was in there. We did see him. But it would have been more cool if they had some of the other Future Foundation characters. And maybe this would have been, it's all a science thing, this should have been the deck that would have added more inventions. And then maybe even had some Frightful characters in there, like versions of like Doctor Doom people or characters like that. Or maybe like other, like the Tinkerer or even like the Wizard or some stuff like that that had inventions for the Frightful team. And it would have been more of a deck based on doing inventions and had like 4 or 5 inventions to add more to that versus this is just more of like, this is more of what the other 2 decks brought, which I love. I love that. I love what this deck does. I just wish they wouldn't call this thing and then not follow like a specific thing and then follow up with this. They did that previously with the X-Force set. It was called X-Force, which it was X-Force themed, but it wasn't the Heroes or Krakoa X-Force. And they sometimes seem to do that. Like, right, they name it this thing, and then, like, it doesn't really follow that theme as well as it could have. But that's what we got for this. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Definitely check out the last 2 if you haven't checked out. Check out all the other Versus systems. Hit me up in the comments if you like to chit chat about whatever about this set. See you guys later. Bye.